everyone, welcome back to our channel. So 12 weeks ago I posted a picture on Instagram asking you guys to ask me questions that you wanted to know to get to know us better, and clearly I'm just super pregnant and I don't know why I'm just getting around to it, because this is probably like one of the easiest videos to film. So anyway, my name is Tiffany and I am 33 weeks pregnant with our first baby girl. And we have two boys, Carter, who just turned 3, and Tanner, who just turned 18 months. What's your name?
I'm her husband, the guy behind the camera, and I'm Chris, and loving this whole experience and ready to answer your questions. Alright,
so let's go. I'm going to do, let's start a timer, because we can do like a part 1 and a part 2, because there's 220 questions on this Instagram post, and there's also like a bunch of other questions on the YouTube community tab. So
alright, so probably the most popular question on here is, do we plan on having more kids after Ella? That was a big goal.
Honestly, I originally wanted 4 children. This gives me flashback to our other Q&A.
I know.
I always wanted 4 kids. Chris thought I was nuts. I'm one of 7 children. I'm number 5 in that lineup, and Chris is one of 2 children. And he's always kind of wanted, what, like 2?
I mean, I've never really put a cap on it, but I think
you said 4 was a lot.
As 2, and it felt comfortable. We went on nice family vacations. It was just, you know, it was good. Yeah. I got a lot of attention. I like that.
So what do you think, babe?
I think that right now we are loving, enjoying our time with our 2 boys, and can't wait for Ella, and we'll see where we go from there. But 2 boys and a girl sounds like the perfect
It really does.
recipe.
It does sound perfect. So stay tuned, right? We'll see.
Yes, that is correct.
Never say never. Every time I say never, I kind of bite myself.
Do you have plans to move to a bigger house so all the kids can have their own room? Well, I guess technically they could all have their own room in our current house, but I'll answer this one.
Yeah.
One of the things that I just always imagined was having the boys share a room together, and, you know, hearing them talk at night, and just growing up together, being best friends. They're so close in age. They're 18, 19 months apart, and I just think having them share that space and learn to coexist in a smaller area is just better for them, rather than having their own everything.
Right. I also, growing up, never had my own room, clearly being one of 7 children, but I love sharing a room. And honestly, if they got older and they said they didn't want to share rooms anymore, then we can get rid of the guest room. It's not really that big a deal. But we also, Chris and I, started in a 1-bedroom apartment, and now we have, our house is considered 5 bedrooms, but that like includes the playroom as a bedroom. So we're not like we need a big space or anything. We're really not about things, as I'm sure you know if you actually like watch our videos. We're more about experiences and time together. Big houses and a lot of things don't really mean much.
It's true. Anything you see there you want to answer?
Just whatever you want to bring.
There's a lot of tips from moving from 1 to 2 on that question.
Tips from moving to 1 to 2. I'll answer this.
Okay.
So I would say the best tips are, for me, in my experience, is number 1. For me, I didn't let Carter come to the hospital to see me. I had a vaginal delivery, so I was only there for 2 days, and he was 18 months at the time, and I didn't really think he would understand the whole hospital experience, and I wanted him to meet Tanner at home, and that was just like how I felt at the time. And I don't think I would be able to deal with him like leaving me. I think we would both get emotional, and he would get emotional, and I just didn't want that to be associated with the baby. Again, many people like bring their kids to meet their other kids at the hospital, no big deal. But for me, that was just like my personal preference. And then once we brought him home, I actually have the video. I think that we should do our like a birth vlog talking about our birth, and then like insert the videos that we have, even though they're not in the right format. I just would love to share it with you. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see and hear our birth stories with the boys. Again, it's not like a nice quality video. They're like cell phone videos, but we do have a video of Carter and Tanner meeting each other for the first time. And the biggest thing was that I just said, be gentle, but we always let him help. We were never like, no, don't touch the baby, because we thought that would be horrible.
Right.
We always let him help. We let him, he would always have like the boppy on his lap, and he loved to hold Tanner on him, and just made them equal. And then also, we learned this in nursing school, was to always have the baby bring home a toy for the other sibling. So when we brought Tanner in, he had a toy on his lap for Carter, and that just like was like, oh, okay, I like you, bring me toys.
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
Where are you from?
Jersey, represent. I grew up, I'd say 2 places, because like all my family is in Hamilton, New Jersey, and then we both went to Ewing High. I basically went to Ewing Public School starting in 1st grade, and then still would always go back to Hamilton for the family. So I say Ewing Hamilton, and he was always Ewing.
Yeah. We went to the same high school, and people ask that a lot too on here, was how we met. And I like to really go all the way back to when you first laid eyes on me.
And I was listening to Little Bow Wow. I was listening to Little Bow Wow.
On the bus.
On the bus, in like pink CD player. And I remember seeing him thinking like, wow.
She was just looking out the window.
He's hot.
I had
Cue the song.
one strap over, walking down with my Janko jeans.
What song is this too? Irresistible, with Jessica Simpson and Little Bow Wow.
She says she still remembers that. What was that, like 7th grade?
I was in like 6th or 7th grade. But we never actually spoke until we graduated from high school, and he was in grad school at Old Dominion in Virginia, and I was at Northampton Community College in Bethlehem doing my prereqs for nursing.
And I was stalking her Facebook and just noticed she didn't have a boyfriend, so I asked how a beautiful girl like her could possibly be single, and swept her off her feet. Been together ever since.
AKA, he said, what is a beautiful girl like you doing single? And I said, good one.
I had her. Knew it. How has your income changed from being a nurse to being a YouTuber?
Here's where I'm going to be 100% honest, because I get this question a lot, and I don't like the negativity around like being an influencer on Instagram or like a YouTuber. And people say like I saw something the other day that was like a social media influencer is like a cute name for unemployed, but that is so far beyond the truth, because I didn't even buy a nice camera for YouTube until I made enough money using my iPhone facing this way and recording on my phone. And I literally recorded all my videos on my phone. I did have a Mac, so I would upload it to my Mac and edit in iMovie. And so once I had enough money from YouTube, I went ahead and bought my first camera. And then once I was making the equal amount, actually I think I made more when I stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a nutshell, basically, the answer would be you went down to working part-time because it was just way too much strain on the family for me to be working full-time, her to be working nights full-time. Breastfeeding and everything. And we just felt like we were never all together, we were never seeing the kids. So she went down to part-time, which meant like every 3rd weekend, right?
No, part-time meant I worked
so then went down to
12s
relief,
a week.
right?
Went down to relief position, which was every 3rd weekend.
That was great because you were staying in your position, but you know.
But I still, like, all week leading up to that would have like knots in my stomach and be like dreading when I had to go to work and when I had to leave the family and things like that. So number one, I'm not saying YouTube is going to make you quit your job, but I wasn't happy, and I feel like you truly only get one life, and if you're unhappy in your position, even though I paid my way through nursing school, worked my butt off all of those things, at least I can say I did it, I succeeded. And the answer to the question is, I probably make
5-10 times
more than I did working as a nurse, and that's just being honest. That's not being like,
no. And it's honestly, it doesn't change anything. I mean, the main goal is just so that we can all be together more. You know, when you set out to do it, it was like
when I set out to
more
do
so
it,
a hobby more than anything, and
I
it
literally
still is.
didn't know that I could make money.
Right.
I didn't know. I thought like I was gonna help other moms out, and that was like my main goal of like starting a channel, like a hobby. And then I was like, oh, you can make money from this. Oh, you can make money doing something that you love. So life is really good right now, and I'm always say this, that I'm so grateful for all of my subscribers and things like that, because a lot of you have been there since day one with the iPhone, and I seriously love you guys and could never thank you enough.
So will you be going back to work as a nurse anytime soon?
So, like I said, it didn't make me happy. I don't plan on going back to work as a nurse. I do keep up with my license and things like that, and if I did ever go back to nursing, it would not be bedside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that answer, which I just feel like for all of you out there that are wanting to become nurses, that's amazing. Always go for your dreams. That was my dream at one point, and it's not anymore. And I just think that the reason what took me so long to stop working too is that I was so afraid of what everyone was going to think. But really, who gives a what people think? Because people are going to judge you anyway. You can be freaking Mother Teresa, and people are going to still have a reason to not like you. So just do whatever makes you happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I talk too much. This is going to take forever.
That's all right. How do we come up with the kids' names? This is easy. We decide on everything seriously. This is the
That's
truth.
how we are.
We just decide on everything together very quickly. We have very similar tastes when we're like picking out furniture or designing something or whatever. Mm-hmm. We just are always like, I like that one. Yeah, me too. And then we don't waver. Mm-hmm. I mean,
originally we had Carter and Avery. That was always going to be our boy and girl names before we even started trying to conceive. I think we had those names for mm-hmm. years before we even got married. We knew what names that we liked. And then when we got pregnant with a boy, so we had already known Carter. I think we just heard it. There's like no significance behind it or anything like that. His middle name, James, is my father's middle name, and also my brother who passed away's middle name. So I just felt like it was nice to carry on that tradition. Tanner, same thing. We liked that name, and then he took on
my middle name and my dad's name.
So Tanner Charles.
Tanner Charles.
And then Avery, I love that name, but just so many people that I know started naming their kids that name, and so it kind of just like, I didn't want it anymore. And then the same thing, I think we were looking like on Pinterest when we were pregnant with Tanner, and we both were like, oh, Ella is really nice, like I like that name. But then it wound up being a boy, so I always had our Ella. Again, no significance. May is my grandmother's middle name, so Ella May. So I think we have significant middle names. Yeah, when my
grandma, right?
Yeah, when my grandma came over for Carter's birthday party, she was like, I forgot to tell you, I found out that her great-grandmother's name was Ella, and then her cousin's name, like fifth cousin or something, was Ella May. So it's just kind of weird and funny that that happened that way.
Definitely.
Also, guys, we're on vacation right now. We're in Long Beach Island, so this is not our house. If you're like, what chairs are you sitting on? Forgot to mention that.
Which, this question asks about our dream vacation, and honestly, I'm on it. This is all we need. This is amazing.
We have a little house. It's by the bay that we're renting. Like, we don't own this house, but it's just perfect. There's a swing set for the boys to play on, and we get to just be with each other 24/7 for an entire week. So
just got back from dinner and the arcade, and the boys just had a blast. They won a little minion, and it's just it's awesome.
I didn't get ice cream though.
Tomorrow night.
It would have been even better if I got ice cream.
What? Have you ever skied?
What?
It's just one that said, have you ever skied?
No, I skied one time in my entire life, and it was a disaster. Just because like the snow was like all completely iced over, and I just kept falling every 2 seconds. But we do want to go one time as a family. But
just that question. What is your favorite thing about having the kids so close together in age?
I really think, like, every day I'm like, this is my favorite age, and the next day I'm like, this is my favorite age. Like, just seeing them together is hilarious. They randomly hug each other, they give each other raspberries, they tickle each other, like, feed each other. They're just truly best friends.
They're both babies. I mean, like, we always call Tanner the baby, or tell Carter, like, oh, you know, he's the baby, you know, but Carter just turned 3, he's still a baby. It's too much for you?
No, I was just getting contractions.
So it's really cute to see that they're still both seeing so many things for the first time, and they're seeing it together, and
I think they'll never really know life without each other, and it's really nice that way. Yeah. I mean, all of our children are 19 months apart.
What's your favorite pregnancy must-have?
I'm really missing it right now, and that's my preggy pillow. I like toss and turn all night, but we didn't have any space to bring it because that thing is massive. But that is something, pregnancy, that I could not live without. And Unisom. Yeah. Unisom is the reason that I am gaining weight and able to eat. I'm so sick with this little girl. I'm, like I said, 33 weeks, and I still have to take Unisom every night so that I can be able to eat and not puke. So, Unisom, I love you.
So I wish I saw this one right before, but what's the hardest part about having the boys so close together?
I'm just exhausted because it's like, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, no, yes, no, like.
They're definitely, like, you know, a lot of times on the same page, but then a lot of times they're, you know, yin and yang, and
also like little wrecking balls sometimes.
Yeah. One's ready to snuggle, and the other one is just all over the place, and then they switch off.
I think that's why this pregnancy has flown by so much too, because I never really get a second to just chill out and sit down. But like I said, that's the hardest part. But I'm also like really excited to have them all so close in age and just enjoy them and margaritas.
What house projects do we have planned for the future?
We just had our kitchen redone, which you guys, that's when I started YouTube, was our kitchen remodel. Mm-hmm. Then we just had our bathroom redone. You saw that. I would say like our backyard.
Yeah, we want to go outdoors. We did have our patio redone, 2 years ago, right before Carter's first birthday, but it's a flagstone patio, and it's just not holding up, and I think we want to put a nice deck out there because we spent a lot of time out there. And
the guy that did it,
yeah, he kind of ripped us off.
He definitely ripped us off and didn't finish it correctly because everything is like rising, like the stones and stuff, and the boys keep falling, and I'm just really upset about that, but karma.
Exactly.
But we have that, my thing in a house was the backyard. Chris's thing was like the garage, but like growing up, I'm a summer baby. Oh my gosh, how many days till I'm 30?
Under 10.
Yeah, I'm going to be 30 really soon. But, like, I just always was outside, grew up being outside, and I always wanted that for my children to be outside and all that kind of stuff. Barbecues.
What advice do you have for keeping your marriage strong?
I think that, like, one thing that we take for granted is that we literally, like, talk about everything, tell each other everything. Not take for granted, but we don't realize that that's how you stay so close. Our rule has always been, like, you never hold a grudge or go to sleep angry, always kiss goodnight. But literally, he's my best friend, and I tell him everything. Like, I just feel like we're so close, and no matter, like, if you start to feel like a distance, you should bring it up and say, like, we need a date night, or, like, we need this, because it's so easy as, like, a married couple, but especially for parents, to just, like, just become parents or just become roommates and, like, forget about the whole reason that you have all of this. It's because of love.
It is. I think being selfless is that, you know, you have to just, you know, find joy in the other person's joy too. So, you know, it's not exactly what you want to be doing at the time, then as long as they're happy, then you're happy. And same with the kids. If, you know, it's not what you always thought of what was fun to you, you find new ways to make it fun.
But we're both always like, what do you want for dinner? No, I'll eat what you want. Like,
yeah.
But we're lucky that we have a lot of similarities, so we like a lot of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Which one?
If you had another boy, what would you have named him?
Oh.
And we had this. We didn't have a middle name though.
Oh,
Asher.
yeah, Asher, yeah.
Asher was our boy name, but we never decided on a middle name, and we didn't have to.
No. We'll see. How do you keep up on top of everything in the house and with the boys and routine? And...
I do as much as I can and then leave the rest for Chris. I'm being dead serious.
I kind of like to clean and be organized too. So.
Yeah, he definitely does. So he definitely is helpful, and like a lot of moms are like, well, my husband works, well, you're working too, you're at home with your kids, that's a job too. And this is, again, YouTube is my job as well, but I definitely feel like I do it with your help.
You're organized.
I am organized. I like things like in their place. Like I've cleaned this little beach house a bunch of times already, but I feel like we're both organized. We both like things in their place, and
don't like put it off. Just do it.
Just do it.
I think setting the timer is like,
yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Set a timer. And then also he folds laundry a lot, because I really think it's because of my self-diagnosed ADHD. I can wash clothes all day long, but like folding them, no, it's the worst. You're a great folder.
I worked at Abercrombie.
He did. He worked at Abercrombie, so he's really good at folding.
I miss that board though.
I'll get you a board.
Board.
I'll get you a board.
Yeah.
I see it on Amazon.
No, thank you. Have any weird cravings? Not really weird, but...
Not weird. You guys know I eat Honey Nut Cheerios like a box a week, but...
I almost had to like have words with this woman at the grocery store in Long Beach Island. There was literally one more box, and I was like, don't do it. And she was looking for Lucky Charms, so she was really nice, and she got it for me.
That was really nice.
Yeah. So if you're watching, thank you for that. What is co-sleep with Ella?
Oh, I'm planning to co-sleep with Ella when she's born. I don't do co-sleeping. So I was a neonatal intensive care unit nurse, and like one of the things is back to sleep and in their own spots. I will say that there's been a million times that I've fallen asleep breastfeeding, because I breastfed all of my children. I breastfed Carter till he was a year old, and Tanner until he was like, 13 months old, because he stopped nursing on his own once I was 14 weeks pregnant. Super common. They don't like the milk flavor that changes when you become 14 weeks pregnant, so he stopped on his own. But I will say Chris was always really good about grabbing the boys and being like, baby, you can't sleep with them, and like putting them back, because it's just so easy to fall asleep. And again, I have nothing against co-sleeping. That works for a lot of people, but it just is not something that I like to do. I have the bassinet next to the bed, so some people consider it all depends on your definition. Some people consider co-sleeping like them sleeping in the bed with you, like falling asleep nursing. You guys sleep together, or like a DockATot on your bed. But I was always just so nervous, so I always had my babies in the Halo bassinet or in the rock and play, and they'll be the same way with Ella.
All right, give them the magic recipe on how to grow the YouTube channel.
I wish I knew. Everyone always asks that, and I think that it is just being yourself and showing the flaws and stuff. I mean, me personally, like, I don't want to sit there and watch somebody who's constantly perfect every day so I can go and feel like crap about myself. I mean, like, the whole reason I started my channel was to help moms. Someone asked me this the other day. I think I made like a whole introduction on my Instagram the other day, but I think I said it the best way there was like, I wanted to create a channel to be the person that I needed when I became a mom. I was a new mom. Like, none of my close friends had little babies at the time, and I was just like a mess. I had postpartum anxiety. I have a video on that as well, my experience with that. But I used to like look for stay-at-home mom day in the life vlogs just to see like what activities they did with their babies or schedules or things like that. And that's one of the things I'm really excited about with Ella, is just bringing you guys along the process, even if it's not the cutest process in the world. But I just want to show like what real motherhood looks like. Like, I'm not saying that perfect is bad.
No, but it's not realistic.
For me, anyway. Clearly, if you watch my channel. But I just want to show, like, the real life. And just show everything that way. And just be genuine and be yourself. And let other moms and other women know it's okay to not be perfect. Sorry, guys. My milk is, like, really coming in already.
All you dads out there, you don't have to be perfect. All right.
You are perfect, honey.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Let's do 2 more because this is getting super long.
I think.
And then if you want to see a part 2, comment below and let us know. And you can ask more questions if you'd like. A couple more questions?
I have one more to end on.
One more question?
What do you want to ask? You can answer any. Do a light one. What's your favorite TV show, movie?
My favorite movie is hands down The Holiday. My favorite show. What is my favorite show? Oh, of course, duh. Southern Charm, because I want to be best friends with Cam Wimberly. You got sucked into it with me too, please.
Every time.
I love Cam, and she's the main reason I watched Southern Charm. I did watch Vanderpump, a little too much drama for me, but I still watch it. And Teen Mom, I love Chelsea. That's about it. But I seriously, sometimes I just can't even watch it. Seeing the parenting is just like.
And what's their names? You know, the ones that have been together forever.
Oh, Caitlyn and what's his face?
Yeah,
Tyler. I think that
they're good.
Granted, everything that they've been through, they turned out really well considering what they have been through and the way that they were raised.
Alright, so last one is if you could tell your younger self something, what would it be? Maybe don't answer it. Maybe that would be the first one in part 2.
Okay. For some reason that instantly made me emotional.
I know.
Why do you know?
Because time flies and...
No, it's not even about being young. It's
30.
about all the things that I wish I knew.
We'll do part 2 for 30th birthday.
Yeah, if you want to see part 2, we can do it this week on our last night of vacation. We'll do part 2 if we get enough requests for part 2. Sound good?
Sounds good.
That's what Carter says now. He goes, sounds good. So I know he's with me too much. But
that's it.
why don't I ask you something?
Okay.
What is your most favorite and least favorite things about your wife turning into a YouTuber?
Those are
Be honest.
I will. I love how proud and accomplished you are of yourself for it, because you didn't believe that it was even going to be anything like this. All the amazing connections and feedback and things that people say, and the genuine people that you come across, and all the real life friends that you've made in the process. I mean, it's unreal what social media can do, because I was never a big social media person. I kind of would barely ever be on anything if it weren't for you. But least favorite is definitely the amount of time it takes, because it is a job. I mean, it's, there's no doubt about it. You have to interact, you're answering questions, you're talking to people, your brands are reaching out and things, and even when you don't want to do it and you're exhausted, and you still have to do it because it's a job. As soon as you don't show up to if I didn't show up to my job for 3-5 days, people would wonder what was going on. Same way, if you go dark for 3 to 5 days, people wonder what's going on, and you're always accessible. So definitely proud of you, and I think that you should keep doing it, and I love it.
I think there's one other thing that you tell me that you hate.
What's that?
Like how you should look.
Yeah, I don't believe in conforming to what everyone thinks is cool, or you know, all the trends. So you know, that's why I still look like a dad, and I want you to look like my beautiful wife, and that's it.
You're sweet. So an example is not anything against anybody, obviously. It's just he's not used to it, or but I wanted to get eyelash extensions, but
oh. I thought you
we didn't do that. I mean, it looks good, but I rub my eyes too much and stuff like that, and he likes my natural lashes and my no lash look. But I went to Ulta the other day, and they did an amazing job at the Benefit Brow Bar doing my eyebrows. They tinted my eyebrows and waxed them, and my roots grow in dark. Like, my hair is getting darker and darker as I get older, but my eyebrows get blonder and blonder, and I just like having eyebrows without having to color them in all the time. And I came home from Ulta, and you know, when you first get it done, it's really dark. Chris was like,
Carter first.
No, Carter was like, he couldn't even say anything. He was like pointing to my eyebrows. And what did you say?
I don't even know.
Your face was like,
yeah.
I don't know. I forget. You said something ridiculous. You're like, are they gonna stay like that or something like that? So, or like anytime like I like try like a new fashion.
I think I asked you. I said, "Is that permanent?"
Is that permanent? And anytime like I try like a new style or something, sometimes you'll be like, "That's really nice," but you'll be like, not mean, but like I can just tell you don't like it.
Don't try too hard.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's so many like beautiful girls. A lot of them are my friends, and sometimes they make me feel like a peasant for shopping at Ross and for always looking gorgeous. But I just, again, want to stay true to myself, and I like shopping at Ross and things like that. So even if we had all the money in the world, I think I'd still go to Ross. That's where I grew up shopping. I still like, you know, I like nice things, clearly, but I'm just never, if I like something, I like it. It doesn't matter about the brand or the price. So it's just like those couple little things to stay true to yourself, because I think that's why I have the followers, because a lot of people can relate to me. Sorry, I'm having another contraction. Anything else you want to end on?
Nope.
Thank you all so much, because you have all changed our life in so many amazing ways, and just to have the ability to stay home with my family and make what's the word I'm looking for?
Living? I don't know.
Make a career out of doing what I love. Sorry, it's like baby brain mixed with pregnancy brain mixed with I've been pregnant or breastfeeding for 3 years. I don't think I have any brain cells left. So
it's the longest ending to a video ever.
Stay tuned. Let us know if you guys want to see the second part. And if you're new to this channel, I don't know why you'd watch this one first, but if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Okay, we're so corny. Can you turn it off now?
I'm feeling so hollow, don't you know?